All right. As we mentioned, we've got Blair Hecker here, and Eric Cockley is with her. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning,
guys.
I can't believe it's already May.
I know.
Isn't it wild? So
Doesn't feel like it outside.
I know.
Yeah, true.
I'm still in my. I just realized I still have my coat on.
Listen, that was me Saturday downtown for Derby. I had my winter coat on all morning.
Yeah.
It was
At least it
so
was
chilly.
dry,
It
but
was
it was
dry.
cold.
I will
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
it, but woof, chilly.
Should we start the scoop with our question of the day? Do you all have thoughts on that first, and then we can get into the nuts and bolts?
Okay, Blair. I know Blair has thoughts.
Yeah.
It is. Listen, I'm excited because it's rare that I have a good answer to the questions of the day.
Yeah.
So I
Sometimes
was
our
like,
questions could be ethereal and yeah.
yes, I know this one. Comfort shows all the way.
Okay.
All
So
the
you-
way.
You find it hard to maybe start something new?
Yeah,
or-
because I know this is going to be hard for everybody to believe. I have a hard time sitting still and I'm focusing.
She doesn't watch movies.
I don't watch movies for this reason. It's a big thing. Eric can't get over this one. I don't watch movies. It's a lot of being quiet and a lot of sitting still. The two things I am not good at. So comfort shows mean that I can be doing other things while I'm watching.
Yeah.
And I don't have to pay full attention.
Right.
Yeah.
So Gilmore Girls
Oh,
that's
yeah,
a good
Gilmore
one.
Girls
and West Wing.
Yes.
Yep.
On repeat all the time.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just both of them.
Well, I didn't watch Gilmore Girls when it first came out.
Okay.
So I have a young daughter now.
Yes.
And
she's like the perfect age right now for
so
this.
she was into it. Well, we binged it.
Yep.
And it was awesome.
And it's amazing.
There were tears.
I know.
There were hugging.
I know. And every time you watch it, you will have tears at the same places.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So now
Same
it's
like
just
West
like,
Wing.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's it.
And my wife would say she likes series because you have those hard outs that you can if you want to watch 5 episodes in a row you can
Yeah.
but you can check in, you can we'll watch a 30-minute 40-minute episode and then move on with
That's
our
a
day.
nice thing
but
about
there's something
West
about those
Wing,
chapter
because
aspects
for
of
the
it.
most part each episode kind of it concludes an issue,
Right, yeah.
there's ongoing stories, but it's a great one
like a
just
case
to
of the week kinda.
Yeah.
Eric, where do you line up?
I love a new series.
Yeah.
So that's probably my best, but I do appreciate the whole going back to the old rewinds.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's good to have like you said, some in a perfect world, great new series that you're way into,
Right.
when you're ready to be way into something.
Exactly.
But then have the old shows that
Yeah.
you're partially rewatching when you're just not that focused.
Yeah.
We jumped back in recently to rewatching Cheers. I love watching these old sitcoms that I remember from being as a kid.
Yeah.
And they're
that's
available now. You're not having to wait on a late night rerun of something.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So and that's
a
been
good
great. Norm and Cliff are still awesome.
Yeah.
Sam's character, little cringy. Rewatching that, you're like,
Realize
ooh,
later.
Didn't age well.
don't know that aged terribly well.
With 2026 eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a new series you're watching now? You said you kind of lean. Is there something new you're you guys are latched onto?
We're kind of between things.
Yeah.
And so we've gotten to where when we're between stuff, we just start going through some of these true crime documentaries. And things
like 2 and 3 part.
If
kind of
nothing
thing.
else.
Yeah. I like those too. Something that we're watching right now, and we caught up, is the new episode of Shrinking. I just love that show. It is it makes me laugh out loud every time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of we haven't done Cable 10 recommends in a minute, so I'll recommend that.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, my parents they've said really good things about
Yeah.
Shrinking as well. Okay, we could talk TV all day.
We could,
but we got to get into we got to get scooped.
We gotta get
scooped.
I got a good list for you this morning.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Okay, so first thing, just a little bit of housekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
Due to the Memorial Day holiday this month falling on the 4th Monday, we're going to have one combined city commission meeting this month. So that will be Monday the 11th. And
So they don't want to meet on Memorial Day?
no, I mean,
Okay.
no.
And that'll be at 3, right?
It will be at 3
Okay, the
at
normal
City
work
Hall,
session time.
normal work session time, but we'll combine typical work session items with any voting meeting items for a consolidated meeting this month.
that works.
That will be live streamed, cable tent, all the normal
All the
ways.
stuff.
Just
Yeah, we'll be there.
Heads up, one meeting this month. Okay, so May is a very busy month for the city. We actually are launching several pretty big public programs this month that I think are going to be very exciting. So first, the city was one of, I think it was like 17 or 27 communities in the entire country that was awarded a Paul Brune Historic Preservation Grant last year. So this is a really big deal in the historic preservation world. So what that means is that we are launching a sub-grant program for neighborhood reinvestment historic preservation projects.
Okay.
So that application process is actually going to be ready to launch June 1st. And we are holding a series of mandatory workshops at the end of this month. So all of those dates and times will be officially announced on the city social media and in the paper, public service, wherever.
Key point, mandatory.
Mandatory. So you have to remember that there are several qualifications for this program. Our planning staff, and big shout out to our historic preservation officer, Vicki Bierenberg, who is really spearheading this whole project. There are qualifications for who is eligible to apply for this. So when we release all of this, there will be a sign-up form. You'll be in direct contact with our planning staff, with Vicki, and we're holding 6 of these public meetings. So that way we can accommodate all this.
Okay, you don't have to go to all 6.
You don't have to go to all 6. You pick one of the 6.
One
of the 6. Yep. So that way, hopefully, we've got enough variety in there to be able to capture.
And for somebody who may not know, what kind of grants are these? What can people do with them?
So if you recall from a few years ago, before we stopped budgeting, we had historic district grants very similar to this. This is modeled after kind of what we used to do. So if you're in the historic districts, think about things on the exterior envelope of the house, windows, roof, siding, porches.
Because it can get expensive.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm there. You're there.
Let's do it. We'll go to a meeting together.
There we go.
So that's going to be coming up. We're going to announce all those dates and times next week. So very exciting to get this program going in the community. Also, the city's nonprofit subsidy grants, they are going to open up next week, and we will have official date and application. We are going to be hosting a public information session on those too for eligible organizations, and that will be May the 19th, and we'll announce all of that officially.
And what do those
week.
grants accommodate?
So those grants are for any nonprofit 501c3 organization that services or provides service or is physically located within the city limits.
Okay.
We do these annually, and we have an application process, and these really contribute to some really great work here in the community. So, we're always proud to support that program.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and then this is a big scoop. Sasaki Riverfront Development is underway.
Yes.
We had a great representation of public feedback from our April stakeholder meeting, or the open public meeting, and then the survey that was available after that got some really amazing comments and feedback from the public. Sasaki literally takes every single thing that was represented from the community and incorporates it into the next step of that plan.
Well, and shout out to you all for doing a good job of getting the word out about reaching out for that comment.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes people they'll say they don't know or whatever.
Yeah.
But good job on you guys.
They've been very receptive to my request for a dog park.
We're aware. The comment has been received.
We maybe said, hey, that looks like a great place for a dog park at our last meeting. So now, none of us get to make those decisions, but we said it, okay?
Yeah, hey.
But it was, the open house was great. And the thing that amazed me wasn't just the number of people, but the number of people that came, and I mean like spent time.
Yeah.
Like going to the board, going back to the table, writing stuff, thinking, going back, and we're like, good Lord, these people have been here for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
they're invested.
Yeah.
So very exciting stuff. The next public engagement opportunity is going to be Friday, June the 26th.
Okay.
And that's going to be actually held in conjunction with the city's next public town hall meeting. So we're going to be set up right downtown during setup for summer concert series. So on a Friday in June, come down. You're going to get to engage with the Sasaki folks.
Oh, good.
You're going to get to engage with all of city staff and elected officials at the same time.
Nice.
And then stick around downtown for a downtown summer concert. So
Nice.
we're kind of excited
Yeah.
about
that.
Yeah.
Just
Last
be where the
thing,
crowd's gonna be.
Be where the crowd's going to
Yeah.
be. We're trying to get out to the people this
Yeah.
year. So we're very excited
Taking
about
it to the
that.
people.
Maybe some karaoke at some point. Who knows? Last thing. Big day. Saturday, May the 23rd, Juniper Hill Aquatic Center opens for the season.
Okay.
Nice.
Hopefully it's going to be warmer than it is right now.
Yeah.
Well, they can
We'll
take
see.
the polar plunge.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
So,
Yeah, you would think it'll be warmer by
It-
then. Yeah,
surely.
we got a couple weeks.
okay, so we are rolling right along with our civic engagement project for this year, and that's actually why Eric is here.
Okay.
So we are in the second month of our A Capital City unit. So what we did during the month of April is we broke down the relationships between state and city, how those government agencies function, work together, what services they provide. We did a great interview with our city manager, Jason Monroe. We had Representative Erica Hancock on the podcast. So go check all those out, combined with our inaugural interview of the mayor, and you can hear really the breakdown of all those things. This month, to continue on to that, we're taking a step even further down into the actual structure of city government. And one of the really essential parts of city government that I think often kind of flies under the radar is the boards and commissions that actually play a really pivotal role in the governance of the city. So we always think of the board of commissioners. Those are our elected officials. They are the heads of the city government. But we actually have about 10 other appointed city boards and commissions. So that's why Eric is here today, because actually planning represents the bulk of those boards and commissions. So what we're going to do is not dive so deep into like the role that each one plays, but just overall, if you're a citizen, what does it look like to volunteer for that board service? What's time commitment? What role do you play? What background experience do you need? And so Eric's going to shed a little light on that. And how they're chosen. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so we, as Blair said, my office and as well as the county's planning office staff 4 different land use related boards. So city specific is the code enforcement board. They handle appeals to violations that we may issue to property owners of our nuisance code. We have our architectural review board, which is city specific as well. That handles different land use and building stuff in the historic districts. I think most people are generally aware of what they do. And so Vicki in my office staffs that board specifically. They also serve as a board of zoning adjustments for the historic districts, which is another one of our boards that handles things like variances and conditional use permits, which are essentially when you have a land use that's conditionally allowed in an area, but they want to take a look at it each time. Final board or commission that we serve is the planning commission. So most of these boards, the planning commission, the board of zoning adjustments, these are statutorily created as part of the sort of framework for how we do planning and zoning and land use stuff. All of them meet monthly, generally speaking. Our code enforcement board is probably the least time commitment because they only hear appeals.
Right.
So if no one appeals any of our
Then you
actions,
won't
they
have a
don't meet.
meeting.
So
Okay.
they could meet 12 times a year. They typically meet much less than that.
Yeah.
The other boards, generally speaking, do meet every year, or every month.
Right.
One of the interesting things is I mentioned some of these boards are mixed. So both the boarding and zoning adjustments and the planning commission are made up of both city and county appointees. And one of the many ways that we're all aware that Frankfort is very special is that our planning commission is actually required by statute to have a governor's appointee. So it's a 9-member board, 4 appointed by the mayor, 4 appointed by the judge executive, and 1 appointed by the governor.
Okay. I like how you said you're special.
We are.
A capital city.
Yeah.
It's the theme.
But it is, these boards, it just depends. They, some, and Zach knows, he comes to the meetings. You guys, cover this stuff for us. We have some meetings that aren't terribly interesting, and other meetings that people get very interested in. So you just never know. But they really, they look at from little decisions about how close somebody can build to a property line all the way up to major, zone change or development plan decisions that affect, growth in our community.
Right.
So if you're interested in those kind of things, getting appointed to these boards and applying to be on one of these boards could be interesting for you. And I think just educational, because you can learn, more about how that process works, how the sausage is made a little bit.
Yeah.
But other unique thing, as I mentioned, some of our boards are joint planning commission boards staffed by both city and county staff. We are the only community that operates the way we operate in the state.
Okay.
A lot of communities have joint planning boards, but typically when that's the case, the planning staff is actually employed by the planning commission as opposed to the city and county.
Oh.
We are the only one in the state that the city and county employs our own planning staffs, have our own rules and regulations, but we both staff a joint planning commission.
Okay.
So it's interesting. We're separate, but at the same time, we do lots of things together. As we know, we just got done with a new comp plan that is a joint comp plan. We're working now on joint development code.
Yeah.
So it's just another kind of unique way we operate.
So what the staff works, and then is it that they make recommendations to the boards and
Typically,
commissions?
yes. So whatever the case may be, whether it's, as I said, maybe a setback variance or a zone change, development plan or some proposed construction within the architectural, within the historic districts, we would take those applications in, review them based upon the regulations and good planning practice, make some recommendations, provide analysis to the board, and then they ultimately will make a decision.
Right.
Most of the decisions made by these boards are final, with the one exception that zone map amendments can be taken to the legislative body for final. Right now, we use an alternate zone map amendment process, which is a complicated way of saying the planning commission decision on a zone change is final but appealable.
Right. Sometimes they're not very popular.
Sometimes not.
It's hard. It's a hard job.
It is a hard job.
Yeah.
And so that's what, my question, I guess, is, so how is it determined who serves on these boards?
I think we have an application process.
Because I would be like,
Yeah, and it's tough. So also shout out to the folks that serve. It's not just the time commitment, but it's occasionally you're the face of having to make decisions that some people are very not happy about.
And these are volunteers.
Yeah.
So that's what is important.
They are paid, but nominally.
Right.
Yeah.
So you sign up for this service. It is not like your primary job. You're not put on there because of, a job that you hold necessarily.
Yeah.
So you are, a representative of your community, essentially.
And so most of these boards, literally any citizen, so the joint boards, you just have to be a citizen of the city or the county to serve respectively. No particular qualifications or education or anything like that. We do have required training for those boards. That's a state statute requirement. The Architectural Review Board was actually formed as part of our agreement to be what's called a certified local government with the Heritage Council, and that board, which makes it more difficult to keep people that are willing to serve. So we once again appreciate the people that do, because each one of those seats has an actual required background.
Okay.
One has to be somebody from the historic preservation field.
Right.
One has to be property owner. Another one needs to be from the development community or a real estate agent.
Yeah, sure.
So, that's probably the one that we find the biggest challenge for the mayor to find folks willing to serve and to keep all those seats filled.
Right.
And it's a challenge. So definitely trying to get people to throw their hat in the ring and be willing to serve is appreciated. And from the city side, and I think even from the citizens should be aware that we need people in those seats so that we can approve applications so that people's projects can happen.
Can move forward.
If we don't have enough people on the board, then the board doesn't have a quorum and it doesn't meet. Things don't happen, and we don't like that.
So we need people to step up.
Yep.
Yes.
Although, it may be a thankless job, but it's super important for people to.
It's so important. And I think what people don't realize is that these boards are actually determining policy and procedures and, projects that happen in this community. We also have a Parks and Recreation board. We have an ethics board. We have a human rights commission. So there's several opportunities for you to be directly involved in the shaping of the community.
So is there, I might be getting in the weeds here, but is there like a requirement as far as you have to live within city limits, or you can live in the county? You have to live in city limits?
So for the joint boards, the city appointees have to be living in the city limits. The county appointees have to be within the county.
Okay.
And then our other city-specific boards, yes, you have to be a city resident.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's actually great that you asked that, because we do, like Eric was talking about, we do have an application process that's open at any time, and the goal is to create a pool of these candidates that can pull from to be appointed.
Okay.
So what we're going to focus on this month, because this is such a great direct correlation to civic engagement, is we are recording a Get On Board training video.
That's a good one.
So you're going to hear directly from our city clerk, who manages several of these boards, Eric, and then Vicki Berenberg, and hear more specifically about the different opportunities. They're going to break down that time commitment. So if you volunteer, you know exactly what you're getting into, requirements, what the training qualifications look like, all of that. That video is going to be housed on our civic engagement platform, and it will be available all the time.
Okay.
We're updating our board service handbook to go along with that. And then we're going to set up our application process to be an online application too.
Okay.
So the hope is this month, as you're following along with us, we're going to kind of do little explainers about each of the boards, culminate with this Get On Board virtual training.
Yeah.
And, really hope to start getting more of the word out about these opportunities in the community.
And I think these boards, they do speak to the importance of getting out and voting in local elections.
Absolutely.
The commissioners, and then on the county side, the magistrates, like these are the folks that put people in place to serve on these boards, and it just speaks to the importance of the election process.
And it all impacts your daily life. Like local
absolutely.
government is truly essential to your everyday life.
And I would tell people that if they think they're interested, but they think to themselves, well, I don't know anybody. I'm not, somebody. I'm not buddies with the mayor, judge, or I don't know any of the elected officials. Quite often we do have times where we have difficulty filling positions. So if you think, who's going to appoint me? Like
you may be the only one who applies.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
I think that's my point. We find times when, I may get a call from the mayor that says, hey, we need to fill a board. Do you? Yeah. I'm looking for somebody. I'm reaching out to people.
Yeah.
So if you, I guess my point would be, if you think that you don't have any connections and your name will never be called, you are wrong.
Right.
You might find yourself.
And even just your willingness to commit and to pay attention and to be invested.
To serve your community.
Is huge. Yeah, that's really what it boils down to.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're going to make that easier this month.
And I think it can give folks a really interesting and unique perspective on their community that they live in, and the folks that also serve on those boards.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for Commissioner Katima Smith Willis, but I know she served on a previous board ahead of time, and I would imagine she would probably speak to the experience that came from that gave her the confidence to maybe run for office. So I mean, you just never know what kind of what that might kickstart.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Making points.
That's exciting.
Good job. Get on board, Zach.
That's right. Get on board. And then folks can go to the city website as well, frankfort.ky.gov, and they can see all the boards and commissions.
Yeah, so if you go under
it gives an overview
government,
of each one.
There's a tab for boards and commissions, and that is updated right now, but that is where some of these updated documents will live, as well as our Frankfort Rocks public engagement platform.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then also stay engaged on Facebook.
Please. And, for all these dates that we talked about, that we teased earlier, all those will be dropping first on city social media. So make sure you're Frankfort, KY City Government.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Eric, Blair, thank you all so much for being here and
Thank
getting us
you.
properly scooped this month.
Scoop
We
it
appreciate
up.
it. We'll see you back in June. And then, we'll also share all the awesome stuff that's going on in the city. And we're excited about Liberty Holler too.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to be talking about at City Scoop next month.
Awesome.
So the full
Excited.
Inside rundown of Liberty Holler.
Yeah, it's going to be
Awesome.
great.
All right. Well, we'll see you all next time. We appreciate it. Thank you all for hanging out. We're going to check in on weather from our friends at ABC 36 and storm team there, meteorologist Ashley Cave. Let's see what our weather looks like for the rest of the week and into the weekend.